Stop for a moment and think. Right now, in the room you're in, far more is happening than you realize. But you can't perceive almost any of it. The human brain looks like an incredibly powerful organ. 86 billion neurons, trillions of signals every second. But the truth is, our brain can only perceive a very tiny fraction of the information that exists in the universe. Let's start with vision. The human eye can see only about 0.0035% of the electromagnetic spectrum. Yes, you heard that right. Almost all of the light that exists in the universe is invisible to us. We can only see a narrow range between 380 and 740 nanometers. Everything outside that range, ultraviolet, infrared, microwaves, radio waves, all of it exists around us right now. But our brain treats it as if it doesn't exist. For example, a bee can see ultraviolet patterns that are completely invisible to us. A snake can detect infrared radiation, allowing it to sense prey even in total darkness. But us? We live completely outside that world. And that's just our sense of sight. Now let's move to hearing. The human ear can hear sounds roughly between 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz. But in nature, there are sounds far beyond that range. A bat uses ultrasonic sounds reaching up to 200,000 Hz to navigate in total darkness. An elephant can communicate with other elephants over kilometers using infrasound, extremely low-frequency vibrations. Which means something interesting. Right now, where you are sitting, there may be vibrations or signals traveling through the environment, and you are completely missing them. But here's where things get even more fascinating. Our brain doesn't just miss reality because of the limits of our senses. It also filters reality on its own. According to scientists, the human brain receives roughly 11 million bits of information every second. But the amount we can consciously process is only about 40 bits. That means your brain automatically filters out 99.9996% of the incoming information. In other words, what we call reality is actually just a tiny summary created by our brain. One of the best ways to see this is through optical illusions. In some images, two lines are exactly the same length, but your brain sees them as different. Reality doesn't change, but perception does. And that raises an unsettling question. If our brain can misinterpret even what we see, how much are we missing that we can't see at all? And this is where things become even stranger. Scientists say we can't even directly observe most of the matter in the universe. About 95% of the universe is made of mysterious things called dark matter and dark energy. All the stars, planets, and galaxies we can see make up only about 5% of the universe. So when you look up at the night sky, everything you see is only a tiny fraction of what actually exists. The rest of reality remains invisible to us. Now think about that. If our brain is this limited, and if most of reality is beyond our perception, then maybe the room you're sitting in right now is filled with lights, signals, and vibrations you will never notice. And we live in the middle of that hidden world, while experiencing only a very small slice of it. So the real question is the world we see truly reality, or just the version of reality that our brain allows us to see?